Recently, our camera crews have been busy capturing SIGECO employees hard at work, at play, and at volunteering. This edition of SIGECO Video Magazine focuses on the progress of the Operations Center, news about demand-side management in the Peak Performers program, an update on the Communications Department, quality team reports, and on the lighter side, our cameras caught many SIGECO workers just being themselves. Let's go first to the volunteer connection. 21 houses were constructed with an all-volunteer workforce, including several SIGECO employees. Todd Lucy, Director of Habitat Evansville, was grateful for SIGECO volunteers and materials. He also noted his quick recovery from an unexpected wheelbarrow ride. We'll check in later on other lighter side events, so stay tuned. And now, Mr. Ron Reherman, our company president, chairman of the board, CEO, will talk about the quality program and how it is helping SIGECO become an even better place to work.
I am extremely proud of the effort and hard work that many of you have put forth in the introductory phases of our quality process. From all indications, all aspects of the process are working, in turn helping to make our workplace better for all of us. Many external and internal changes are occurring that affect the way we do business. Because there are so many changes, you may have questions about various topics relating to the company. If you have any questions, I would appreciate your sending them to the Corporate Communications Department, care of Mary Beth Reese, and answers to these questions will appear in one of our future communication pieces. At this point, I would like to share with you the progress being made on our new Operations Center. As you remember, when we did the first video, construction had just begun on this building. And as you can see today, we've come a long way from a hole in the ground to this facility you see behind me. This three-story building will house our administrative offices, electrical gas engineering, marketing and demand-side management offices, operating areas for all gas and electric crews, the meter shop, control rooms, and training center. This will give us better communication and coordination between departments. The departments presently located at the Operations Center are electric engineering, electric transmission and distribution, electric substation, storeroom, electric meter, gas meter, technical services, fleet garage, and buildings and grounds. At this point, I would like to introduce Terry Ames, our Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds and Equipment, to talk about the special features of our new building. Terry?
Thank you, Mr. Reherman. The Operations Center, scheduled for completion in December, will be a perfect example of an energy-efficient building of the future. For example, the air conditioning system will form ice in a 15,000-gallon tank in the building's basement during the night. During the day, the ice will be used to cool water for the air conditioning system. The unique system alone will save some $20,000 a year. But more important, the system will help us curb peak energy requirements by shifting electric demand load to the night hours. Solar panels in the roof will provide most of the hot water for the building. Intermediate lighting, which turns off when no motion is detected, will be installed in the restrooms and other areas.
Peak Performers is a voluntary program now being tested on Evansville's east side. This program will help our customers save by maximizing the use of our existing power production resources. To date, we have over 1,000 residential customers enrolled in the program. Mrs. Robert Lloyd was among the first to sign up, and here's how she feels about the program.
We joined Peak Performers because we as a family believe in conservation, and we saw Peak Performers as a method where we could practice conservation perhaps in a passive way, where SIGECO would make the decision when to lower the power coming to the house into the air conditioning units and the hot water heater. We have the Peak Performers program on 2 air conditioners in the house, and we also have it on the hot water heater. And it hasn't been difficult at all with the program. It's been used a couple of times, and we received a call from SIGECO asking if we'd noticed it, and I had to admit we hadn't noticed it at all. I think that we as individuals have to assume some responsibility for conservation efforts in our own homes, and larger than that, I think we have to assume some responsibility for our community also. It's a question of doing it now before it's too late, and I see this as a wonderful effort on the part of SIGECO in helping us to assume that responsibility. And we're real pleased with the program. We think it's going real well.
Mrs. Lloyd and the other participants in the pilot will continue to test the concept through 1992. Data gained through this pilot program will then be evaluated to see if the program should be expanded.
As you can see, there's a lot going on at SIGECO. To keep it all straight, you need a reliable communications network. We have that thanks to our communications department. John Small manages the department, and he's here to tell you about it.
Our communications department consists of myself and 3 highly skilled employees, Earl Schnell and Ken Bobach at the Evansville site, and John Johnson at the Yankeetown site. 2 years ago, SIGECO installed a microwave system which extends from Vincennes south to Evansville, west to the Mount Vernon office, and east to the Rockport office. We also maintain the system control and data acquisition, or SCADA, communications equipment. SCADA information comes from 26 substations and 43 gas sites. Computers at each site collect information which is relayed via a small single-channel radio. The data is then relayed via the microwave system and distributed to the various end users. So communications from our SCADA subsystem is over the microwave backbone. Ken, Earl, and JJ handle a variety of tasks with ease, from working on communications to digital equipment, gas flow, electric flow, all kinds of techniques. They do a tremendous job. Our philosophy in the communications department is that if we don't do our job, you can't do yours.
Thank you, John. Your department provides quality communications, and our quality process teams are working to improve our service to the customers. Let's start with the customer service team.
Our customer service representatives know the customers don't like waiting in the lobby. The quality process provided us a vehicle to make an improvement. First, we defined the problem. Over the years, many clerical and secretarial tasks were added to the lobby receptionist duties. Sometimes she wasn't able to give the customer 100% attention, which caused delays. So we gathered data on how long our customers were waiting. Our next step was to initiate an improvement. The current receptionist has been moved to a quieter area. Here she can perform her task without as many interruptions. A customer service representative has taken over the lobby desk. She is free to focus entirely on the customer and direct them to the person or area they need to see. In our research, we found that 30 to 40% of those waiting really didn't need to wait. By moving those people onto the cashiers, we can reassign walk-in representatives to answer telephones. This will help improve our telephone response time. Reaction to the change has been positive, partly because it was a team effort. The quality process provided a way to get it done.
Thank you, Steve. It sounds like a great idea. In the electric operations team, union and management employees work together to solve problems. Team leader Gary Husky talks about their latest project.
When our system power control center needed the gas turbines to meet internal load requirements, they frequently wouldn't start. When this happened, we received inadvertent power from other companies. In order to eliminate that inadvertent power, we had to purchase power. Buying under these conditions costs more than generating it ourselves. Our team members came up with several options. We could continue operating as we were. We could maintain these machines the way the manufacturer recommends, which is very expensive, or we could do some intermediate things like maintaining the equipment at a higher level. We decided a higher level of preventive maintenance will give the best overall results. Our previous reliability was about 77%, which means about a fourth of the time these machines won't start. So we picked a level of maintenance that should result in 85 to 95% reliability. We will follow up a year from now to make sure that we get the results that we expect. If we can lower costs and improve reliability, it will ultimately benefit the customer.
From the Operations Center, let's now go to the Cully Generating Station to see a Tiger in action. 196,000-pound Tiger, that is. Let's go, Carl. This is the largest bulldozer SIGECO owns. The height at the top of the cab is 18 feet. The tires are 54 inches wide and 9.5 feet tall. With 700 horsepower, it can move at 3.5 miles per hour while pushing 55 tons of coal with a blade that measures 26 feet by 8.5 feet. The cost of this workhorse was $750,000, but it is already proving its worth. Coal handlers push 3,000 tons of coal a day into the hoppers. Proper management of the coal pile is important to the safety of the coal handlers as well as the efficient generation of electricity. Carl, that was a great ride. That's the reason our Cully coal handlers operate a 690 Tiger. Now let's turn to the lighter side of SIGECO. Since our last video magazine, SIGECO employees have been busy. It started with the health fair, and then the Freedom Festival, where SIGECO employees rode the float. And then it was time for our annual company picnic, where a good time was had by both young and old. That's it for this edition of the SIGECO Video Magazine. Remember, if you have any questions about the company, contact the Corporate Communications Department. If you have suggestions or questions for the quality program, send them to Rebecca Engler. And keep smiling. You may be the star of our next SIGECO Video Magazine. In the next SIGECO Video Magazine, we will check on the progress being made with the A.B. Brown and Gas Operations team. We'll see you then.